What's up, my people? Welcome to the Mind Pursuit podcast, where we talk about anything and everything around the human mind. I'm your host, Masin Zuki. I'm hoping you're ready for this show because you're going to learn and you're going to have fun while at it. So I have a guest today. She is a force to reckon with. And one word I used to describe her is the audacity. And you're going to hear even from her story. So karibu sana, Cindy.
Thank you, Marcy. Delighted to be here.
How are you feeling? In one word, how are you feeling?
Content. I'm in a good place. God has been very good to me. And I'm thankful for quiet, gentle mornings like this and to have a conversation like this with you.
Oh, that's nice. Welcome to the Mind Pursuit podcast.
Thank you, Marcy.
Yeah, so maybe you can introduce yourself to the guest.
Okay. My name is Cindy. I work in tech as a product manager. That essentially means I manage people who develop apps, websites, software, all that good stuff. And recently I'm obsessed with AI, as is expected. It's sweeping everything.
Yeah.
I play tennis,
Ooh.
actually quite well, surprisingly well.
Ooh.
I also make art. And I love hosting. I love people. My life is wonderful. I'm thankful.
Nice. So many hats.
Yes, so many hats, to be honest. Yeah.
And we talk about work life. Yesterday I was talking to people about work life integration.
Yes.
How do you manage to be a product manager and at the same time do tennis, the hobbies? How do you balance it out?
I decided the kind of career I wanted from the very beginning. Right when I was in second year in law school, and one of the top law firms in Kenya came to scout for interns and all that stuff. And these law firms had the reputation of you leave for home at midnight, come back at 6 a.m. And I decided from the get-go, that's the kind of life I wanted for myself.
Oh, wow.
So my career and the fact that I work remotely and I work in tech and it's structured how it's structured is why I'm able to indulge all the other different facets of who I am.
Oh.
Now, there are downsides to that decision I made.
Yeah.
And that came later, but we can discuss that at some later point. But for where I am, everything has been an intentional build to this moment. Does that make sense?
Amazing. It does. I'm just smiling. Like it really does. So as we start off this podcast, I would want to, there's one thing that we always do called the Jesus Whisper moment.
Yes.
So like in this season of your life, what is that one thing that God has been telling you about?
It doesn't have to take 40 years to move from Egypt to Canaan.
Ooh.
If it's meant to take 40 days, but I'm being stubborn, I'm not listening, I am sticking to whatever it is I thought, blah, 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 or I'm hanging on to things that are replaceable and all that stuff, it will take me 40 years. So many times I've told God that, you know me, you built me, you love me, and you know everything I desire, and my desires, as massive as they are, do not intimidate you. So please do not let me take 40 years and waste my time in spaces that are less than what is capable of happening for me. So whatever you want me to do, sit with me, tell me, Cindy, ABCD, we'll sit, I'll talk and I'll listen. Yeah? But just help me trust you, but I don't want to take 40 years. Do you get me?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. So like you need speed.
I need alignment with what God wants for me in this stage of my life, because alignment is what gives you favor, it will give you the speed. Do you get me? So I want alignment, but it's not easy to get that kind of alignment. So it's just a conversation with, people say God talk to them, blah blah. I don't know if God talks to me. I just feel a thought occurring to me that is in alignment with what I'm praying for. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's an insight for the season. So that is what feels like is insight for the season for me. Do you get me?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, so I will not lie to you. I have always believed I'm one of those people who were given 5,000 talents. And if you're given 5,000 talents, there's a level of impatience you have when you want every single one of them to manifest at the same time. And if they're not manifesting ASAP, you feel like you're lagging behind, you feel like you're failing, you feel like you're letting go down, blah, blah, blah. If you remember that parable, right? And I'm not even like a preacher like that. It's just that sometimes the stories you hear remind you of something. Do you get me? So I always say, you gave me 5,000 talents, you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
So help me not waste my time running around things that are not. If I have a mission, just give it to me. Tell me what I should do. Give me the faith and the courage it takes to do that. I'm willing to do the work. and I work a lot. You can ask the people in my life. If I am focused on something, like all the art in my house right now, and I do make art, a lot of them were made within a very short period of time, because when I have an obsession, I lean into it. It starts like I'm really horrible at it at first, but when you keep pushing, so you're like, this is not so bad. Oh wait, I'm actually what am I a genius? But you have to be able to be willing to go through the uncomfortable, icky, embarrassing part. Do you get what I mean? And a lot of people are not very good with that. And I am learning to build that muscle within myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
And it reminds me of a book that I'm reading right now called Daring Greatly.
The one that you can read. How amazing.
By Bryn Brown. She talks about vulnerability.
Yes.
Most of us I find it hard to be vulnerable, but we need to tap into our vulnerabilities and express our vulnerabilities for us to be able to become best versions of ourselves and tap into our inner being. Because how we become best versions of ourselves is when we tap into our inner being and not be afraid.
And not be afraid
to show.
And the thing is, you cannot be ashamed of the journey you are on if you know where you're going. Because at the end of the day, that icky stage is really literally part of it. It cannot be separate from it. It cannot be. And people, myself included, want to wake up one day and we're good at this software, or we're good at this game, or we're good at blah, 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 because we're like, when I grow up, I want to be able to do X, Y, Z. I want to learn how to play piano. You learn the first time, your ears are bleeding. Do you get me? And you're like, what is this? It's annoying, blah, blah, blah. But if you keep showing up, you become better. But you cannot get to the better part if you're not willing to embarrass yourself to yourself. But one thing that has really helped my own thought process when it comes to that, because it's a muscle you have to build, but it's also mental muscle. It's particularly a mental muscle. The idea that people are somewhere looking at you, laughing at you, haha, nobody's commenting, ooh, poor her, who is she talking to? She's wasting her time, blah, blah, blah. All of that is nonsense, because nobody's even thinking about you. So it can be liberating or depressing, because I'm doing this series on LinkedIn right now, like 8 days with AI, like 8 hours, 8 days, 8 products. And I'm using the latest AIs in the market to try and see, can I build an app or a website or a software in 8 hours, right? So I update my LinkedIn every day. And sometimes by the time I'm done, it's midnight. Sometimes nobody likes it, nobody comments, but I keep showing up, because guess what? From time to time, there's someone who's gonna, actually, people have been following me to my portfolio website, but from time to time, one person is gonna DM me, Cindy, I've like blah, 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 can we talk? I want to figure out, I'm like, yeah, sure, let's. Another one literally last night texted me. I didn't know my WhatsApp is available like that. I'm going to have to change that. But they texted me and they're like, Cindy, I'm here from your website. I'm like, wait, what? Like, yeah. And I just want to tell you that it's the most robust, most incredible portfolio I've ever seen. And I want to give you your props. I'm a software developer, but I saw them like, oh, really? Like, yeah, all the work you put into it shows. Can we collaborate? I'm like, hells yeah, here's my calendar book session. But I've been looking for collaborations like that. But if you focus on nobody's commenting, nobody's blah, 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 you will miss out on the opportunity to be seen. And sometimes opportunities are just about to be seen. No, if you can't wink in the dark and hope people see you, do you get what I mean? Be out there. Your people will find you, even if it's just one person. One person can change the entire trajectory of your career or your destiny of what is available for you. But you have to be willing to be seen. Do you get me?
Wow.
Sorry, that went for longer than intended.
And I love it. I love it, because you're speaking to young people.
Yeah.
You know, being able to empower them to be able to actually show up for themselves.
Yeah, you've got
because
to.
the thing is, you need to show up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know when we begin to talk, Cindy,
Yeah.
we are always challenging each other.
Always.
Our mindsets. We are the same tribe. We belong to the same tribe.
You have to rein me in. I'll talk your ears off.
Yes. So like, I want you to tell us about highlights of your childhood experience. Where is Cindy coming from?
I'm going to be honest, because a lot of people see me and they start imagining I came from a very well-to-do family. I did not, right? But it was very happy. And my parents overly invested in our education. My sisters and I are, I'm not going to say disgustingly overeducated. We're not, but well educated. Do you get what I mean? I'll give them props for that. Dad, mom, absolute flowers. But there are moments in our lives when we were growing up where things were not very clear, or even we weren't the kind of family you'd say this one's daughter's going to be a doctor, lawyer, and engineer because that's what my sisters and I are. Do you get me? We weren't, because we ended up staying out of school a lot because of lack of school fees. But my dad kept on insisting on taking us to a specific type of school, not just because he's a low man, but because somewhere deep inside him, he wanted to have the pride of knowing that he gave us the best he could at that time. And it paid off. And but you asked me about some critical things. I'm going to mention 2 or 3. The first one, I'm at home because there's no money for school fees. Only my elder sister's in school at that time. My dad does not want to take me to public school. Why? Whatever reasons he has. So I'm at home. I am bored. I don't think we had a TV at the time. So I'm catching birds. So that means there's a bucket somewhere and a string and a rod, like a stick with a string, and I'm hiding somewhere in the house, and I put ugali under the bucket or maize, and I'm watching the weaver birds in the trees, urging them with my mind, can you not see I have good stuff for you? Come here. Do you get me? So I'm hiding there, and I am watching these birds come, right? So some of the smart ones are half in, half out, but the really hungry ones are all in, nibbling at the snacks in the thing, And there's no adrenaline rush in my 7-year-old, 8-year-old body that comes like when I pull that string and I know I've caught that. And I'm telling you, in that moment, no video game would meet that moment. So at that stage, whether that bird turns into a snack, because sometimes I used to. Sorry, I'm not like a creep or anything. I used to like boil and eat them, right? It's like a little tiny chicken.
Yeah. And it is okay.
But I'm sorry. Or sometimes I just tie a little stick on its leg and use it like a kite.
Yeah.
So I just why the story is important is because I skipped a lot of classes in school. A lot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was already 2 years younger than the rest of my colleagues in the same class. But because of lack of school fees, I keep mentioning this because I think, and also hated school. Because the school at that time, they want to beat you, you don't have done homework. I'm tired, I'm stressed. My 7-year-old body is just like it's too much at that time. You know, I'm 7, so I'm like,
guys, chill.
Guys, chill, do you get me? So I didn't like school, but I was smart.
Yeah.
So I ended up rushing a lot more. But why that was important was that there's a level of ambition my parents had transferred to me. And I thank God every day for my elder sister because she set a standard. And me being a middle born, the sibling rivalry made sure that I will not be the dumb one in our family. So when she did what she loved school. Brilliant doctor now. She's a pediatrician. So she started passing her exams. Guess what? I'm not going to be the one who fails. My younger sister saying, as acing, do you think she's going to fail? Innit? No, she can't.
Wow.
So those are some of the things. So we may not have had like too much, but what we had was pretty strong and solid. My parents were overly available. They loved us so hard, and they were always constantly there. Do you get me? And there's a sense of confidence that gives you navigating the world when you feel like you have a solid backing. People call, my dad can call me and he can tell I did not have a good day. And he'll tell me, Mama, who is it and when can I come and be their ass? Do you get me? That's my dad. Today, he'll call me, Mama, you don't sound happy. And he will not hang up until he heard me laugh. So when you're coming from such solid backing, it's hard to not want the best for yourself because you're mirroring people whose great ideas of you are, it's synthesized in your DNA. Do you get me?
Yeah. So and I like what you said. Like you say, your parents were their ambition rubbed onto you.
It rubbed onto us. The ambitions for us. There's a way they looked at us with such greatness. Do you get me? My mom's. I was supposed to be the doctor in the family. She started calling me doc 25 years ago. I remember when she read.
How old were you?
I was 6 years.
And she started calling you doc?
Wait. She 25 years. I was 6 years at the time. She read the newspaper something about laparoscopic surgeon, so she called me Lapa. That's until my elder sister passed the exam and they decided she has to be the doctor, right? So now she called her, okay, now you're the doctor. Now guess who's now the Chief Justice? Me. So I went to law school. So they kept on putting all these positive words of affirmation on us. My small sister, all she did was remove Betcheron from a radio and turn it apart, then started calling her engineer. She's a civil engineer right now working for Kenha. Do you get me? Yeah. So there's something about parents and people you love and have commission over you speaking so strongly about you because there's something I don't know. So I guess My mama's prayers and
Mm.
all those words of affirmation really did something for us, and I am immensely thankful. I think those are enough
And
stories
you're
for me to
speaking, and you're actually speaking to parents. Like, it is important for parents to actually affirm their children.
Yeah, fully and
Because it goes
completely.
a long way. Actually, I say two people who can be able to either make or break a child
Yeah,
is the parent or the teacher.
fully and completely,
Yeah.
and fully and completely. My parents are teachers.
Oh, your parents, both of them are teachers? The next question I wanted to ask is, where are they coming from? What's their background like?
My mom has been a career teacher entire life. My dad has been a teacher, a businessman, a lot of different things, right? So that's what my dad has been, and they balanced that us out quite excellently.
Wow.
So if your folks are teachers, there's a specific standard of academic expectations you have
Yes.
to
To meet.
you've got
So, and the other thing I'm picking is they were in corporate, because they were in the corporate space.
I wouldn't even say corporate, to be honest. My mom's a teacher in a secondary school. Is that corporate? I don't think so. My dad is a businessman. He was running his own stuff. Do you get what I mean? Like in real estate and education and all that stuff. So I wouldn't say corporate, to be honest. I don't think I've been exposed to
So
corporate.
employment and business.
Yeah, employment. Yeah,
And they
say
still
that.
showed up. Actually, my point is, they were busy. They were they were busy building their careers.
Yes.
But they still managed
they still
to be
show up.
present in your lives.
Fully and completely. And as a child, you feel like they're being too much, but right now, looking back and seeing how close we are, even right now, and my siblings and myself as well, it's a blessing that not many people have had the chance to partake in, but I'm grateful that I have. So,
wow, thank you for sharing. Like, I can hear, like, growing up, like the ambition, it was rubbed onto you because you're coming from a family where parents affirmed you, they were present, they were career people, they spoke life into you.
Exactly.
Because your mom is calling you a doctor at a very tender age.
I was very tender. I didn't even know what that was until until later. But I'm really thankful for that. Do you get me? So even right now, I know that it was very challenging for them to understand my segue into tech. Till this day, they do not get it, but they trust me more than they did at that time. At the end of the day, they just wanted me to be well. They just wanted me to feel like I'm settled, like, like I'm doing something wonderful.
Oh, wow.
So their worry was, we don't understand it. Does it exist? Is it a real thing? Do you get me? But when they see it's a real thing, they're a bit more calm. And now my dad was calling me, actually quite recently, like, Mama, you work in tech, right? Can we not get like a tender or something and supply? You and me, we work together. Collaborate. Like, wait, what? Dad, this is you?
And I know we will come to talk about your tech space, because I know you're very passionate about tech. Wow, and you're really good at it. And I know we will come to that and we'll unpack that. So start just staying with your childhood experience. So I'm seeing your parents playing a big role in terms of even your ambition, wanting to pass even in school, because they had already set a standard.
Let me bring to the third part that I forgot. I think the part that changed things for me.
Yes.
I went from one school to another. I finished high school the first time when I was 18. Not 18, 16, right? Form 4. As a very good school, right? Precious Blood, all that. I got like a B+. Right? It was nice. But an international school called. Principal was a friend of my dad. They say, the daughter is smart. Do you think she'd be willing to like go back? It's hard to imagine repeating with a B+, but I did for 1 year, and I got a scholarship for that 1 year. It was a very bougie school, and don't get me wrong, I was coming from a school where we used to eat like chapos and pineapples and all that stuff. It was a Catholic school, but we were well taken care of. It wasn't like the weevils and stuff that my elder sister had to go through.
I can relate to that.
To get me. My elder sister had to go through that phase, right? At one of our schools before she moved to the other. But I didn't have to go through that. So, but this other school that I went to was on a level of its own. So there was something about hanging out with a specific caliber of kids that unlocks something inside you. That is where I met my best friend of 15 years now. My best friend in the world, right? She would be here now usually. She's almost every
it's good,
day.
at least I'll get to see her. Because you talk about her.
She would have been here by now, but I'm not sure she'll come today, right? Yeah, but that's how I met her. But there's something about being in a school where kids are brought in with choppers. At that time, pocket money, your parent gives you maybe 1,000 bob, and they feel like, oh, that's generous, you know. And you hear people have been left like a 20,000 deposit at the canteen. They can buy whatever they want. People have drip. Even you know, because we mix school, right? So even weekends, people have like their cool kid clothes, and you're like, damn. You know, and you can always see the kids from the non one, and they're like,
need to be told. Like, it is so visible.
I was one of the naughty ones, top of my class, yes. But people couldn't quite place me. Should I be welcome the cool kids side or not? Because the cool kids were not performing well at all. Like the back, but I'm talking about 2% in maths.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they didn't see how I would foot in, to be honest, at that time. But also, it was very obvious that they were cool. Me, I was like ambiguous. Do you get me? That was it. But there's something about going to that school, and it made me wonder if these people are actual human beings like me.
Yeah.
And they can have these kinds of lives for themselves.
Yes.
They can drive these kinds of cars. They can have these kinds of kids and families and all that stuff. I have the same one head and two hands.
Yes.
Who's to say that cannot be mine?
Positive
And
mindset
the moment
right there.
that just clicked in that mind, that was not 15 years ago, it changed everything for me. The places I wanted to go to, the things I aimed for, the kind of career I wanted, the kind of abundance I wanted to have, it changed absolutely everything for me. Do you get me?
Wow.
It changed absolutely everything for me.
And it's actually your interpretation of what you are seeing.
It's my interpretation, because I went to that school with so many people.
Yeah.
And some of those cool kids, I see them around. Life does not look very cool for them now, right? But for me, whatever God intended for me to get in that phase, I did. Yeah, I ended up with like, an A minus, right? So I'm grateful. Obviously, I got a higher grade and went to law school with it. But for me, the biggest thing is in the higher grade. It's the complete change in mindset I got when I was in that school.
Wow.
Fully and completely.
Wow.
Yes.
And
so-
you're the one who chose to actually look at it and say that you want to embrace that kind of life. Because there are people, I
Exactly.
can imagine, the people who are presented with the same situation,
Yes.
and they're like looking at the other people, the cool kids, as wanajifanya, or they are just proud and all that, and they don't want any association. So it's mindset at the end
It's
of the day.
mindset. And I'll not forget this one mama, this one girl. Every single week or every 2-3 days, she came with a new hairstyle. And why it wasn't like just regular braids like you do, or even this. No. It was such intricate hair art, like the lines, so artistically done. And I was like, "One, who's your mom and who affords all of that?" But it's 15 years down the line, and I don't remember her face, but I remember all the different hairstyles she used to come with, and the fact that her hair was always fresh. So for me, I don't know if what is in that, but there's something about changing your hair a lot that I really liked.
You're not a big You're like that.
For me, that's the standard, right? If my kid can just have fresh hair all the time,
Look the
and
parts.
even if it's just a little fresh hair,
Yes, just like that.
girl, let me just tell you, it's in the small things.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for even sharing your high school experience and even your primary school experience. Maybe is there any frustration that you went through that you would want to highlight even as we come to a close of
I hated school. I hated school with passion. I hated school. In my wedding, you will hear my dad saying how much I hated school. I hated school so much, my dad had to take me to school every day, talk to the teachers, explain to them I did not do my homework. And then they got tired of him and tired of me. They beat me anyway, even after he's come, then they go report them. Then dad comes in the next day. And mom did not want any part of our nonsense.
You guys, you're all too much.
My mom did not want any part of our nonsense because my dad, I'm the apple of my dad's eye. I'm not gonna lie. So even when I just sneeze a little, I'm like, Dad, I'm so tired, I'm sick. I'm like, Mama, you go sleep, right? But my mom is gonna wake me up with walk. So I'm there begging Dad to talk to Mom, so she doesn't
Yeah.
So there's a time I remember I left home. I was supposed to be walking to school. This was very far. I walked, wait for mom to leave. Then I went back home. Then I think a neighbor told her that it was come. I'm chilling home. Then mom comes. She whoops my ass all the way to school. Anyway, Mom, I'm sorry. Thank you for all your hard work. But it was a ghetto. I'm not gonna lie. So even when I was in high school, even I'm the kid who every parent's time they had to come see me. Do you get me? Because I needed a lot of attention. Maybe it's part of the second born syndrome, maybe it's whatever. But even in the second school, my dad used to come almost every week. He was friends with the principal. He would just come, we'd sit and chill in the garden, hang out, laugh, talk, and all that stuff. Like, Mama, you're good, you're good. Okay, I just came to say hi and see you. Then hug me, then he'd go. Do you get me? And I don't know why I hated school that much. Maybe because I was 2 years younger than everyone else and everything was just so stressful for me. Or I just wanted to be home for some reason. Like, it was always a war to get me to go to school through high school. To get me, and it helped that I'm smart. And I thank God for my mom's brains, because if it wasn't for those, like my I would have suffered. And, like, I'm not saying my dad is not smart. Dad, you're smart. It's just a different way. But academic brains, that's mom, fully and completely. Do you get me? So I don't know. I don't think there's any lesson there. Like, kids stay in school, right? I passed my exams because I stayed in school.
Yeah. You didn't even have an option.
I didn't have an option.
School,
they did not give me an option.
Yeah.
In whose house? A teacher's house? You don't want to go to school?
How?
Whatever to you. I will take you to this world. Do you get me? Hated school, but it was I had to do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. And we can hear about Cindy's school experience, where she's coming from. And two things that are actually standing out is parenting, intentional parenting. We are seeing her parents being intentional about and nurturing her holistically. The one thing that stands out also for Cindy is you're seeing ambition. In as much as school was stressful, and let me tell you, school in itself is stress. There's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of competition, there's a lot that is happening. So at the end of the day, how do you take care of your mental well-being? Yeah? And having parents who are able to actually support you, it goes a long way. And you're able to see that with Cindy's parents, the mother is firm, and the mother is actually taking keen and ensuring that at least she's able to actually support her and ensure that she goes to school. The father also is warm and nurturing and supportive. So we are seeing both of them supporting the child differently. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is Cindy was able to actually get support. So I hope you have insight, even as a parent, and you're watching us. That is one thing that you can take to the bank and thank me later. See you on the next one. Bye.